Welcome to California Traditions, and in our previous videos we've been cutting strings and tying tamales and all that kind of stuff. So today we're going to be braiding a riata, and riata is kind of a simple thing, but not that easy to make actually. Almost all of them are 4-strand. Very rarely you'd see a 6-strand one, but you won't see like 8-strand or 16-strand ones, because the more you cut up a string and the finer you make it, well, the weaker the string is. But kind of the one of the biggest challenges to making a riata is finding a hide that's suitable, and so you really need a hide from a thin animal, and because of hide from a fat animal is really doesn't work very well, and also if you get a hide from a fairly thin-skinned animal, and because a lot of the cattle we have today are a bit thicker skinned than the old Spanish Criollo cow was, and so you have to skive them down, and then the more you skive down the string, well, then that weakens it too, and so it's kind of a challenge to be able to find a good hide. But the other thing too is the color of the hide, and a lighter colored hide tends to make a lot better riata. And then you want to work it fairly dry, and because if your strings are really wet, and when they dry out, you'll have lots of spaces between your braids. So you kind of work it as dry as possible, and also you need to lubricate it, and then I'm using a glycerin saddle soap here today, but different things were used traditionally, and maybe the most common traditional lubricant that was used was the tallow, cow tallow, and but there's kind of two different types of tallow. There's a tallow that comes from underneath the hide, and then there's a tallow that's around the kidney area inside the body cavity of a cow, and that's a tallow that you want to use because it's not so greasy, and it's a lot more waxy in texture. And then the riatas were normally always braided around the core, and in this case we're using a braided nylon core, and because when we can use a core like this, we can increase the strength of the riata a lot. But traditionally the core was just about an 1/8 inch wide string of rawhide, and that you just keep laying in, and then you have to pull the braid really tight, and so if you don't pull it really tight, you won't get a good textured riata. And so every plate you need to pull it really hard, and the other plate then. So it's kind of a long, tedious process if you're going to make a good riata, and it's several days' work. And you can see how it slides and just pulls in there real tight. So the motions of the braid is I have this top string, and so I'll take it around the back, and then between these two strings on the other side, and then back, and now I'll pull it really tight. So now this one will go around the back and between those two, and this one will go around the back. Let's put these two on the other side, and as you go along, it starts getting a little bit dry. You can take a rag or a sponge and dampen it a little bit, and then soap it some more. And okay, so there you have it, and then after we get this Reata braided, and usually a cowhide will give you about an 80-foot length of Reata, and so once we get it all braided out, then we'll have to go through some other processes, stretch it out and work out hard spots and so on, and so to be continued.